Oh,
John O'Connor here from the Richmond paper. I wonder if you might address any modifications the Spiders have made, adjustments since that Elon game with the bye week.
well, I mean, I think what you do during the bye week, John, is you go back and you figure out, you know, where your deficiencies are and how you're going to improve them. Obviously, we had troubles in the red zone. We worked very hard on that. So there was a lot of things that you can go back and work on, and probably it was good to have the bye week when we did, and give us an opportunity to work on some things we needed to.
Could you sort of take the temperature of the Spiders here after 3 straight losses going into a game against a state rival?
I think they're good. They seem fine to me. They're practicing well. It's a great group of guys. They know it's a long season and we got a lot left to play, and they're working hard, and just proud of them for the effort that they give us every week.
Hey, lastly, when you look at JMU, does it look significantly different than it has up there the last few years, or it's pretty much the same operation?
It's pretty much the same. They obviously on defense, they got tremendous team speed. They're well coached. They know what they want to do defensively. Offensively, they're efficient. Really good skilled people. Excellent running backs, and their quarterback's, one of the better players in the league. So, yeah, I mean, very similar to what we saw in the spring, maybe even a touch better.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Hey, Russ, first off, condolences on the loss of your mom. I know it's been a rough week for you, even though it was a bye week. Going back to John's point about the things that you all were working on in the off week, these aren't wholesale changes, though. How much of this is just tweaking, and how close do you really think this team, especially on offense, is to being able to be much more efficient?
Yeah, no wholesale changes at all. I mean, that wasn't even close. We just kind of had to get back to, a little bit more fundamentals. Sometimes you lose the fundamental part of it, the physicality part of it. When you get into the season, you really want to, you want to save your guys. You don't want to create any injuries, but yeah, it was just, we didn't do great in the red zone, and we worked on it. And whether it's play calling, it was probably a combination of execution, play calling, that kept us out of the end zone there. And we got to figure out ways to be creative in the red zone. And, we probably flat out, toughen up just a little bit down there, and make sure we're physical and getting the ball in the end zone when we're down there.
You mentioned James Madison's team speed, especially on defense. How much of what you've already seen in your game against Virginia Tech gets you prepared for that kind of speed, or how comparable are they?
Well, I mean, obviously James Madison's, always been able to run. Always been extremely athletic. They, I'm not sure. I mean, I know Tech had some wideouts that were really good. Defensively, they were long and could run. I don't really look at it comparing them to anybody. Just kind of, it's you watch them and that's who they are, and they're very similar to how they've been for many years now.
And lastly, you both have lost to Villanova. Anything you can take out of those two matchups, or were they just two completely different games?
I think if we take anything out of it, there's a lot of parity in the league. As you go from opponent to opponent, sometimes it's how you match up with people. we felt good about our matchup with Villanova, and we had every opportunity to win that game. I think our guys have confidence that we can match up with anybody in our league, that we can play with anybody in our league, and that's good. I'm glad they got confidence and feel good about each and every Saturday. But Villanova played well. James Madison could have won the football game. Missing a couple field goals, it really never happens for them. But Villanova played well, and we'll have to play well, to win this game this Saturday.
Coach Huseman, could you provide an update on Joe Mancuso and might he get in the game in any capacity?
Right now, it does. He's I saw him with a football in his hand today. Stitches are out. He's out there. He's paying attention, doing what he needs to do. But he's probably, unless who knows, not if something miraculous happened. But again, saw him with a football, but he hadn't thrown the ball yet. So we'll see where he is.
Hey, while we're on the injury front, is there any chance that tight end John Fitzgerald returns this year, or is he gone for the season?
I mean, it's week to week thing and how he feels, but he won't play again this week. And, it's right now it's up to John as far as how he feels. Nobody, when you're talking about head injuries, nobody's in a position to talk somebody into playing or pushing somebody into playing. It's, but he's not ready. And, when John says I'm ready and I don't have a symptom, then we'll start practicing him and playing him. But again, when that happens, I don't know.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Coach, you mentioned that JMU's quarterback Johnson was one of the better players in the league. What is it that he does so well, and where has he improved from the spring to this season in evaluating his film?
I think he had a great spring last spring, and I think where you see he has improved from the beginning of spring until now. He manages their offense. He gets the ball to the right people. He can hurt you with his legs, no question about that. But I think at the beginning of the spring, he probably wasn't even close to where he is right now, but you could see him getting better as the spring went on, week by week. And that's carried over through the summer and into this fall. So he's having a really good year, and he's tough to handle and gets the ball out really well. But they do it, they got a lot of weapons in there, and they can hand the ball off and be physical if they want to. They can spread it out and throw the ball if they want to. So they, it'll be a big test for our defense this week.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Coming, Darius and Aaron, appreciate that. Aaron, could you address the red zone issues the Spiders experienced against Elon, and perhaps how those have improved in 2 weeks of practice?
I mean, we just didn't do what we do normally down there. We didn't explode off the ball all the way, and we didn't fit certain runs correctly. So it was on the offensive line and the backs in some of the sense. So we just got to get. Last week we cleaned a lot of that up with some goal line periods. I mean, we haven't had a chance to go like live goal line in a couple of weeks since camp. So last week on the bye week, we took advantage of that and went some one-on-ones and like really went to work down there in the red zone, because we can't let stuff like that happen. I mean, we had 2 or 3 trips within the 10 and didn't get any points out of it as a sense of scoring touchdowns, which is what we need to do to be successful in this conference.
Could you speak to Richmond's mindset at this point? You've had some time to, contemplate where you are and where you're going. Could you address that?
I mean, I think the mindset's still the same. I mean, you look at the 2-3 record next to our name right now. I mean, it's not where we want to be, but it's an early season. I mean, we have 6 or 7 games left. I mean, we can still accomplish everything we want to accomplish for the rest of the season. So I think everybody's still locked in and focused on what we have at hand, and we have confidence to make plays and win games.
Thank you, Aaron.
Aaron, will tape of James Madison allow you to make a comparison to their team speed on defense to what you all faced against Virginia Tech?
Yeah. They have really good team speed. Their linebackers move well. Their secondary is fast, and the D fronts is as good as it always has been. It's hard to make a comparison on just tape. It's kind of something you have to feel when you're on the field. So it's always kind of hard to tell how someone's moving here and there because you can't tell how fast the other team's moving all the time. So I think that's something that you have to wait till Saturday to kind of answer that question.
When you're going up against a team, when you're in the game, like down in Blacksburg, what's the number one thing that you have to really focus on as an offense when you are faced with a defense that is faster than maybe others that you played?
We just gotta be fundamental and do our assignments. If everybody does their assignments, we have the athletes to make plays on the edge. So we just have to get bodies on people on the perimeter in the box, and I think we'll be fine.
And Darius, when you are facing an offense that is so multiple as James Madison's, what do you pick first? What is the number one thing that you focus on defense?
Yeah, I think, man, the identity of our defense is stop the run. Something we take pride in, something we love to do. Watching a lot of film this week, JMU loves to run the ball, inside zone, split zone. So we're going to be taking all those things head on, and we're excited about the challenge. But yeah, stopping the run is our first priority here at the University of Richmond, playing defense here.
Is anything they do within their run game tricky, or is it just a matter that they execute better than most?
Nah, it's just execution. We watch the film, everything's true. The formation tell you where they're going, back alignment would tell you where they're going, your alignment would tell you what they're going. They just execute well. So like I said, we're excited about the challenge. It's nothing we haven't seen before. Been here a while, played JMU multiple times. Nothing new.
Hey, Darius, everybody liked having the bye week. You, on the other hand, had an extra week, unfortunately, because you couldn't play. Can you speak to kind of your mindset, your emotion, your physical well-being to get back out there because you haven't played an even longer period of time?
Yeah, it feels like I think it's been 2 weeks. Body feels good, feel healthy, head's clear. The bye week was really good for our team. I think we got out there and competed, did a lot of one-on-ones, ones versus ones, twos versus twos. Like Aaron said, goal line. We did 4-minute, 2-minute. So it was a great opportunity to compete and get ready to go again, at least for me, who missed the week previously before that. But ready to play. Love playing against JMU. Love playing alongside the guys on the defense. And, yeah, just excited to play.
Can both of you kind of speak to the ones playing against the ones? I assume that doesn't happen much during the normal course of the year, but in a bye week, you're able to do it, and maybe how it rejuvenated you a little bit and got the Elon game out of your system.
It was good in the sense of competition. It was those two practices that we went ones versus ones, they were fiery practices. We all had a bad taste in our mouth from the Elon game. So there was a lot of, it was physical practices. That's all I can say, that they were physical practices, but it's something that we needed as a team to kind of reform our identity and know, because we are a physical team, and we just offense, for instance, we got stopped on the goal line twice, and that's not who we are, and we needed to get back to being physical. And I think last week doing that, we were able to.
Yeah, definitely physical, like Aaron said, a little chippy here and there. Aaron chipping the defensive ends, a few plays. So, man, it was a great time to compete, and the energy was there. The energy from the sideline was there, which is something we address and talk about throughout this past week, and that was there at practice. So, we're just looking to see those same things on Saturday.
Darius, John O'Connor here. You've played against Madison plenty. You've been around here a long time. What distinguishes the Dukes from other CAA teams that you regularly meet?
Yeah, I think execution. They don't do anything crazy, at least from an offensive standpoint. Man, everything's true. The film, they're not trying to hide anything, do anything crazy. They just execute. Get down to the fourth quarter. They like to get in 13, run the ball. Nothing fancy. They're just waiting for you to make a mistake. They're taking shots every now and then, but they really love to run the ball.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, for Aaron, their run defense up into the Villanova game was only allowing about 36 yards a game. In reviewing them, what is it that they do well, and what do you need to do in order to establish the run against them?
I mean, they fit the run well. I mean, their defensive front is extremely good. I mean, something that everybody knows. I mean, they do well in eating up blocks and letting their linebackers play freely and just fitting gaps where they need fit. I mean, offensively, we just have to be able to set the line. We have to be able to play on their side of the ball instead of letting them play on our side of the ball like they do most weeks. And so I think once we do that, we can get in space. I think we have the athletes like guys like Saban and Isaac and Saya. I think we can make plays in space and have some explosive plays this week.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.